landmarks remain completely unchanged during their lifetime, especially if they have a long lifespan in a large and bustling city. That is the case with one of Shanghai's most distinctive icons, the Weibo, or the White Crossing Bridge. The name originally meant the Bridge of the Outermost Ferry, but for the past few decades it has been in the heart of China's second largest city. And now, as part of a major redevelopment of the city's waterfront area, the bridge is being taken apart, bolt by bolt, and moved to a shipyard. The bridge has been portrayed in many Chinese novels and in movies, and to some conjures up romantic images. Moviegoers from around the world may recognise it from the Steven Spielberg film, The Empire of the Sun. But the Chinese have long memories, and to some, the bridge is a symbol of oppression by the West, after Shanghai was carved up following the Opium War in 1842. Westerners were allowed to cross the bridge for free, but locals who built it had to pay a toll. When I was a child, we learnt that before China was liberated, the entrance to this area, Huangpu Park, had a sign on the door saying, "No dogs, no Chinese." I didn't understand the meaning of all that when I was a child. But as an adult, I realised that it's humiliating for our country, and that's created the history of the Weibo Bridge. Anyway, that's what I think now. But since China's economy is moving ahead, the value of the bridge has been reappraised. After the People's Republic of China was formed in 1949, many of the buildings were left without maintenance for decades. Now there's a new trend to renovate old buildings and bring glory to some of China's most historic structures. The Weibo Bridge move is part of a much larger project to build a broad pedestrian zone on the city's waterfront. It is hoped the project will be finished ahead of Shanghai's World Expo in 2010. Zhen Xiling, the director of the committee responsible for preserving old buildings, says the bridge reminds many locals of the hardship past generations had to endure. This is from 1907, and that was the time of the foreign settlement, so it gives the impression that the foreigners built it. And sometimes personal history and the concession period when the bridge was built can overlap. And adding to that, in the past, the Huangpu Park made the Chinese feel humiliated, as Chinese and dogs weren't allowed to enter. People remembering this can get such a feeling. But for the young, this bridge is a scenic spot. From here, you can not only see the Suzhou Creek, but also Pudong. You can see the north of the Suzhou Creek, the south of Suzhou Creek. It's a very beautiful spot, and it's the city's link. One thing is for sure, the views of the waterfront are special. Shanghai has long been considered China's most cosmopolitan city. Its waterfront heritage exposed locals to many cultures and influences, while other Chinese cities remain sheltered. And with a population nearing 20 million, its so-called dialect can be considered a language on its own. In the modern era, it's a bustling commercial centre attracting business from around the world. To one local resident, the bridge is part of her heritage, and she hopes it will be back in working order in the near future. I hope it will be returned to its original place quickly, because we in Shanghai are especially attached to it. The bridge will rest at a shipyard for a year, where it will get its first major polish in decades. In the meantime, the ever-increasing traffic, like the river it passes over, will keep flowing. Yeah.